Greetings, everybody. Welcome back to my channel, Mo Vibing. How are you? On this wonderful Sunday night. Oh my God. I'm happy to be back on. It took me a while to get ready. Excuse my sage is burning right in front of me. What's going on? Set the vibes right, you know what I'm saying? Definitely got to be right, okay? So I'm going to do things a little bit differently, okay? I actually pulled some tarot. I did before I came on. And sometimes I do and sometimes I don't, because it kind of helped me figure out the energy or the mood sometimes or whatever. But this time I decided to pull, Spirit told me to, or I was led to, and I started writing. I just started writing and it just came blurting out as I was writing. And so yeah, I pulled 4 cards. Of course I shuffled and everything. I don't know how people feel about not seeing me shuffle and not seeing me pull, but to be honest, I didn't even pull the first 2. They kind of came out by themselves. They kind of popped out. And no, I don't do the thing where it looks like people are trying to make the cards pop out. Like, it literally came out. Like, I was about to pull what was on top after I finished shuffling, and I went to shuffle. I said that didn't feel right, so I went again. As soon as I went again, 2 just flew out. And I was like, oh okay. You know, it was time for me to pull, you know? So yeah, I pulled 4 and I took what was on the bottom of the deck. And I took what was on the bottom of the deck because the energy was so good. I was like, oh, I'm keeping that. I'm keeping it. So that's what I did. Okay. But I did write some stuff down. I am a writer. I see that, yes, things come off okay if I'm just talking, but it actually helps me a lot more when I write. I've always been a writer. Like, I've always kept a journal and things like that. But I haven't had a journal in a really long time because I kind of, shit just happened and it got me out of it a little bit. I'm trying to let you see, put my shirt up a little bit so you can, a little EY there. See it? Oh, it's like, but anyway, so yeah, about that. Kind of like threw me off a little bit. So I'm going to show you the cards that I got, okay? The first 2 cards that came out, all right, was the Devil, right here, and the Nine of Pentacles. And I was like, ooh, Devil, Nine of Pentacles. And the next card I pulled was Temperance and the 6 of Wands. Those was the first 2 came out, and the second 2 I pulled. And what was on the bottom of the deck? The Lovers. I really love light seers. I remember when I first started, this was my very first deck that I've ever purchased, and I was like, oh man, I really want a deck. And I went to this store that's close by me, and I've always wanted light seer. I would see people do tarot and use light seer, and I'm, oh, it's such a pretty deck, I want that one. And I went and got it. And it's really hard for me not to use it. I also have the traditional writer. And one thing that I can say before I get into this reading about the traditional writer, when I first bought it, I felt that feeling that someone else described as it was very overwhelming. Like it was, those cards was, I was supposed to get those cards and I got them, but I do use them. I use both, and I also have another deck, but I haven't really been able to connect with it like that. Anywho, all right, let's get to this reading. So we have the Devil, the Nine of Pentacles, Temperance, and the 6 of Wands. And what was at the bottom of the deck was the Lovers. Okay, so immediately, the first thing that came to my mind with the Devil was really was Capricorn energy. Like I didn't even get like toxicity vibes at all, because even though the devil usually shows toxic and usually represents toxic energy, it doesn't all the time. It's actually not that bad of a card depending on the situation. And in this situation, I do not believe it's bad at all. I really feel like, honestly, I feel as though it's talking about work, and it can also, and you take this how it resonates for whoever is listening, it can also be about a soul contract, because again, we had the Lovers at the bottom of the deck, and of course lovers can either be lovers or a choice, but we'll get to it. So I'm going to move the cards, lay them out in front of me. Okay, I'm not really one for pulling a lot. I don't think every message needs a lot. You know, sometimes you can get sometimes less is more, you know. So when I laid down my framework, I looked at these two cards and how they came out. Well, I don't know how they're going to come up in here, but this one was first and then this one. And I look at it as the devil and then Empress, light and dark. I did look at it that way, but not like saying that, you know, it was in an actual toxic sense. But just recognizing what's what and understanding that with Temperance, it still brought balance. So that's why I said, you know, I didn't take it as this being something toxic by any means, you know. However, what I did try to see was that here, that whatever you are deciding to do, I'm sorry I'm taking too long, I promise I'll get to it. But whatever you're deciding to do, whatever you're working on or where you plan on working on, whatever you're doing, I do believe it is working for you. And I also believe that with patience and divine guidance and you listening to your spirit guides or your higher self or whichever you prefer, or God, whichever you prefer, you will have victory and you will get whatever it is that you want. And why I say whatever it is that you want is because you have the Lovers. And the Lovers, a lot of times, meaning needing to make a choice. And with this situation, I really do feel like you put in a lot of hard work and dedication with this Nine of Pentacles, because you just don't get to the Nine of Pentacles overnight. Like you don't. Like it calls for a lot of work. And with the Devil being here, with me thinking that, me feeling that it is about work, I really do feel like you worked really hard to get to where you are, because I do take the Nine of Pentacles as Empress, Emperor energy, because it's that one step before coming together with someone and you getting your Ten of Pentacles. Okay, so that's why I look at it like that. And also with Temperance coming in, bringing in a little bit of healing, bringing in a little bit of guidance, you know what I'm saying? And balancing everything out with this light and dark. Like I said in the beginning, with this light and dark, balancing all of that out so you can get your victory and your success and your glory or whatever it is that, you know, you want. And you need to make that choice with the Lovers here. You know, I really do feel like Spirit is saying that, you know what, you've worked hard, you know, you've been patient with the Temperance card here. And I do believe they feel like, you know, you can celebrate now. We're going to give you something for all of your hard work and dedication. You're going to get the recognition, you know, that you deserve. And I feel like that's what Spirit is trying to say, that you've done a really good job, and don't think that what you're doing is not being noticed, because it is. And I live in an apartment. I'm sorry. And that kid has been crying all day long. Do you hear me? All day. I don't know what's wrong with it. Maybe, I'm sorry, not it, but maybe it just needs to get outside. Like, she needs to take them outside. I don't ever see them in fresh air. Like, I don't know whether they, it's none of my business. None of my business. But I feel like you could probably hear them in the background or whatever, and it's so embarrassing. But what are you going to do? It's an apartment, apartment living. But anyways, back to the reading. You are being recognized, and and Spirit is letting you know that you're doing a really good job and you're on the right path, and just keep going. And right now I think it's time for you to choose what you want, or pick what you want, or make a decision on which way do you really want to go. Because I really do feel like, even with Capricorn being here, with this devil being here, could be another contract, could be another soul contract that you have, especially with the Lovers, and I really do feel like you deserve it. I think that you've done everything that you were supposed to do. And I do believe Spirit is very grateful, and I think you're definitely getting a pat on the back. I truly do. And I think that is all that I have. I think that was good enough, honestly. I think Spirit said it was good enough. At 11:44, I just saw on the clock. Look at that angel number if you're into angel numbers. I kind of am. But yeah, and the fact that I am, we have 15, 6, and 6, and that 1 and 5 reduces to 6. So you have 6 and 6, and that's a really good sign. So I think we should all just take in this, energy of, I did what I was supposed to do, and now I'm about to get rewarded for all the hard work that I put in. Okay. So that's what I have for you tonight. I didn't feel any type of just convo that I needed to speak about. Honestly, I was drawn to pull some cards and write, and that's what I did. I actually kind of felt pretty good about it. I hope you feel pretty good about it. And I hope it helps you in some way, shape, form, or fashion. At least inspires you that, in a sense of, you're good. Okay. Just keep working, keep doing what you're doing. Okay. And remain grateful, remain humble, and always, as always, please, 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 please love yourself. Okay. Love yourself. All right. Have a good night.